Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 23 of Hard Knock Hawks. I'm Anthony, along with Chris, Leon, and Marco. And this is the podcast where we talk about our favorite team, the Atlanta Hawks. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Hawks going one to four to end the month of February. Those losses are against Detroit, Orlando, OKC, and Miami on the road. And their only win of this post All-Star break stretch was against the Miami Heat, which, fun fact, was their best defensive performance since 2021. The Hawks are currently the ninth seed in the Eastern Conference, one game behind the Orlando Magic and 2 games behind the Miami Heat. The Hawks currently have the 18th ranked offense and the 18th ranked defense, according to Clean the Glass. The interesting thing is about these rankings is that if you look deeper during these last few weeks, the Hawks have had the 60th ranked offense and the 27th ranked defense. So I am going to start with you, Leon. With all these recent up and downs the Hawks have been going through, what do you think of the Hawks' chance of making the play-in slash playoffs generally so far?
Generally speaking, the plan is more than likely. Getting to the sixth seed is nearly impossible unless one or two teams implode and Jalen Johnson miraculously comes back from injury. So we will be in the play-in almost indubitably. The gap between 10 and 11 is massive, and we're 9. So just, play hard, get better.
Yeah,
My
pick
bad.
up where Leon left off. It's extremely likely the Hawks are in the play-in. They're, 4-6 in their last 10, so it's not great. But honestly, there's some iffy teams still in the NBA, so they'll run into some wins. They can shoot the ball a little bit better. Just really about matchups at this point. They don't have the size advantage they had on the wings, so it's going to be tougher. Some nights. But yeah, they like Leon said, the Sixers and Nets aren't really coming for the 10 spot. I don't know that they're even trying at this point. So I think that's probably safe. Your 6 games clear that. So you'd have to really, really hit some injuries to fall off for that.
Yeah, man. Another play-in year. Let's count it in the books. We can hang that in the rafters probably. It sucks, because pre-Jalen injury, we were on pace to win like 45 games. Then Jalen got hurt, and it all went down the drain after that. So yeah, another play-in year. We knew what it was before the season started, though. I guess so. Play hard, get better.
Man, I hate hearing that phrase so much, but yeah, it really is just honestly very maddening to just go through another play-in situation. Since I think, if someone can correct me if I'm wrong, we do have the most play-in appearances of any team in the league in the East. I think at least right now. Am I wrong about that or no?
You're
Probably do.
probably right.
Yeah, but
I
generally,
would I would bet money that it's the league and not just the East.
yeah, it is probably the league. It seems like it,
And better
but
never playing.
it just the Hawks have just had so many opportunities, and they just had a lot of these really really close losses during these stretches, and they just weren't able to pull it off. I looking through a bunch of these sites where like playoff status, where you could just see the probabilities these of the Hawks making the play in. Um, the chance for the Hawks making the 6th seed right now generally is 3%, and the most likely spot is 47% as the ninth seed. So just
Yep, sounds
having
right.
like a general repeat of basically last year, I think is generally disappointing. Though I think some people would generally consider that a shock, considering that we traded DeJounte, who was our second best scorer last year. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know what else to say at this point. It's just
Well, I'll ask you a question, Ant, real quick. I
okay.
hope this
Yeah,
doesn't ruin
go
the
ahead.
show, but if you are in the play-in and you make the playoffs without Jalen, how do you feel about that? Is that a success for what you're working with right now?
I think that would be a success. I would be happy with that generally because Jalen, statistically, he was the most important player for this team. And we saw the damage that happened without Jalen. If you look at the records, we were 22-19 with Jalen.
5 games since.
Yep. And we only won 5 games with him. We lost 14 without him. Like, so making the playoffs without him, I think, is just a huge success. And I mentioned like a few minutes ago, these games are really close. Like they're just losing a bunch of really close games. They're constantly in it for a bunch of these games. They're just not able to close them. This wasn't a thing that happened last year. A bunch of these games we had were
I mean, it was a thing that happened last year. It's the same thing.
I mean,
you're in a game for 3.5 quarters, and at the end of the game, you can't get stopped because you don't have any power forwards on the roster.
It's been different reasons throughout like the years. Last year was you couldn't get stopped. Beginning of the years, you could get stops, you couldn't score, and now it's like you can score, you can't get stopped.
It's the opposite thing that's going on now. Like we can get stops now, but we can't score. Like you said, Chris. I feel like, and
now we can score, we can't get stops with the group we have. Earlier in the year, we could get stops when we had Dyson, Zach, and Jalen on it. We just couldn't shoot. Now we can shoot, but we lost a lot of size on the wing and our secondary rim protector and our primary rim protector.
And I think another thing is that – oh, go ahead.
No, I just said he's cooked.
Yeah.
Like I have to check the stats for this, but I feel like compared to last year, we aren't blowing as many leads as last year. Since I think at some point last year, it just felt like even if we just had a lead, I just felt incredibly unsafe no matter what.
No, if anything, I'd say this year they were better at managing games where they did have the lead or even coming back in them. There's just games where the Hawks don't have the tools right now.
Yeah. It's just like, especially with this year, like with this year, I feel that my main issue is I'm not confident with the Hawks being able to make a comeback unless their opponent just massively screws up in such a way that the Hawks are just able to just I'm gonna explain this.
Spit it out. Go ahead, man. Spit it out. Go ahead.
I feel like the Hawks, unless the opponent is just massively screws up in a way that the Hawks are just able to just like instantly just dominate with scoring, because we know they just are not a good scoring team generally. And there are just points where this offense has just been so bad at points where even if it's a 5-point lead the opponent has in like the fourth quarter, I'm just thinking, I don't know if the Hawks can make that up. And at this point, it's especially when we have 22 games left and a bunch of tough opponents, it's just making me wonder, are they going to really make that run for a 7th or 8th seed? Now, even though the Orlando Magic and Heat are kind of sliding, specifically the Magic, they haven't been like really consistent as of late. But then again, we haven't been consistent either. It's just, I just really don't know how the Hawks can just improve right now at this point.
Well, I mean, during this season, you can't. There's no way.
Yeah,
you can change the roster.
They really, unless Risacher turns into like
to add,
a magical
like level up.
Yeah,
I mean, power friendship. It's always a thing, but no, I mean, this team that you're kind of going through the growing pains. Look, last year, they kind of went through them last year, but then they even reset the roster a little bit more. So now you got young guys learning all this stuff again. It's kind of something the Pistons went through last year. When you have young guys, it's hard to win. You got to learn how to win. And they lost their second best player and traded Dre. Lost Bogey. Clint you got now even more young guys trying to step up. So it's just it's rough, man. They got through the rough period. Like when Dre and them came back, they kind of had to adjust to each other again, and they started playing some good basketball. Yeah. Now they've had to shake up the roster significantly again. So hopefully they can adjust and find some consistency down the stretch. But yeah, I do think they have a chance to make the playoffs, even if they make the play-in. Right now, they play the Bulls first, so like sending them home. And then you're playing either the Heat or the Magic. That's two teams that you know that you can play with them, right? You just beat the Heat, they beat you, you beat them. You had a really good defensive game, so you know you have at least one game plan that'll work. And the Magic are a team that you've gone back and forth with. Little animosity there, but it's not a team that can blow you out of the water. You can shoot better than them, so you have a solid chance to make the playoffs. So.
Yeah. It's just, at this point, it's just something that we're just going to have to see. Just wait and see at the end of the season. But my last little question before we just move on to the next segment is, I don't know if I asked this before.
I mean,
go ahead.
If I'm being honest, when we get that 8 seed Cavs matchup, and take them to 6.
That would be the Cavs. That would be.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
No, I'm just playing, man. Yeah, you can go ahead and ask your question. We're just having fun. It's silly.
If we had
Jalen,
right hey dog.
Hey man.
If we had Jalen.
Yikes.
If we did have Jalen, I mean, anything's possible, right?
I mean, like, what does Evan Mobley want to do when Evan Mobley's pressing him 94 feet? What is Evan Mobley?
It's the same issue that they're going to have when they play Boston. The versatile four really makes that double big tough to run.
Yeah.
And Mobley, like, as I said in our group chat, like, Mobley has a chance to, like, take over that series and be like, yeah, I can shut down Tatum and then I can go score and you can't stop me. But is he going to do that? I don't think so.
We shall see. Yikes.
So my question is, even though I feel like I asked this question before on here, at this point let me make sure I'm doing the math right, 22 games left in the season, do you think the Hawks will make it above 500?
No.
I think that's
well, not above 500, at 500.
No. I think that it's cooked. I think you just, at this point, you just stop looking at the record and you just, record.
As soon as Jalen went down, we were looking at development. Like, I don't know, like
yeah.
We played 60 games. Can we even go 6-6? Like, can we even, or 11-11? How many got 22 games left?
And
that sounds like us.
I'm not even sure you can 11-11 down the stretch, but
I don't think so either, bro.
You can go good enough to stay in the play. But they're definitely not going +6. That's not happening.
Unless they're
not going 16-6. No.
That's not happening. It's just not happening. No shade to any Hawks. Like, it's just, they would have to execute on a ridiculously high level. And, like, Okongwu would have to turn into prime Bam. And Capela would have to turn into prime Capela. And, yeah. And Zach would have to turn into prime Zach. And then that
hot streak would have to just be what Zach is. Dyson would have to really step up. Like some guys gonna have to really go off. That's gonna happen.
A number of them, most of the guys on the roster would have to vastly outperform their baselines for the next 22 games for them to get to 500.
Agreed. Yeah. Tough times, man. Tough times.
All right. So I guess
one big wing available right now, folks. One big wing of it, unless you count the G-Wagon. Let's say one big wing or two big wings and one athletic wing.
Is he a crossover?
Yes.
All right.
Zach is the big athletic wing, and he's 19. So, what are you going to do?
So we're all in agreement that zero chance they're even gonna be at 500.
Zero chance they get to 500.
Zero, unless they just somehow just decide to turn up randomly. Zero.
Unless there's an orphan in the crowd that prayed and has some angels helping these dudes out. They not
angels in the outfield situation, man.
Yeah.
It'll have to be an angels in the outfield situation.
I don't think orphans are even a thing anymore. Like, I don't know if they let them in arenas. So, yeah, you don't have a chance.
Right. Well, let's move on to our next little subject we're going to go to. And we are going to be talking about Clint Capela. So, Clint Capela has returned to the rotation after a pretty lengthy absence after almost a month of not playing basketball for the Atlanta Hawks. So he's been on 5 games coming off the bench, 16 minutes. He's been averaging 5 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist on 47% shooting and 50% free throw shooting.
Oh, brother.
45% true shooting. So,
well, yeah, everything's a 3, whatever.
yeah,
everything's a 2. It's all layups and free throws.
Listen,
not everything.
No, he did take 1 3.
Listen,
he did take 1
I'm
3.
just
No, I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm sick of Capela.
Listen,
respect Clint Capela and his ability.
I said I would throw money on the gift basket, didn't I?
Oh, this is where the question
comes
in.
When the collection plate rolls by, and then you go into your pocket,
you're
put money in the collection plate, and then
it's
you just
been so long, man, and we have like 2 months left. Like,
you just drop air into the collection plate, even though you don't have any money, and you just kind of shake the collection plate when you drop it, so it sounds like you dropped some coins in, but you didn't.
No, man, this one's worth it, bro. I'd have overdrafted been most of the money for this one. I had to.
Overdrafted is crazy.
Oh my god!
Not the overdraft fees, gang. I'll hit you over the head with those. Yeah, Clint has not been very good.
Yeah, sorry, I'll let you finish.
It's not much to say about him.
Did you finish? Your
he has not been very good. Is there more? Just Clint Capela?
I was gonna say with all with his let's just say mediocre play. As of late,
terrible play. It has not been mediocre. It has been genuinely terrible.
There's been a lot of criticism of his play, and you're seeing players like Dominic Barlow getting more time in the rotation, Onyeka starting, and Dominic Barlow even got a NBA contract recently.
Congratulations to Dom.
Yep, Big Dom, yes sir. Do you think the Atlanta Hawks should buy out Clint Capela, or do you think he should?
Man.
Okay.
For what? For what?
Look, let's be honest, man. If they were going to buy him out, they would have did that shit the minute trade deadline was over. They would have had some type of discussion or whatever. At this point, you're going to get AFC
bird right. So no.
You know you're going to get AFC. You're going to need him to some degree. He sucks, but you're going to need him.
Yikes. No, I mean, just you shouldn't buy him out because he's $20 million of expiring money, 1, and 2, you have his bird right, so you can do something with that this summer, in a sign and trade type of situation. If you go after a big fish, if you need $7, $8, $10 million to add to a deal to make it work, you sign and trade Clint. I know a team in Arizona that's centralist, so yikes. And first round pickless at that. So yeah.
So hey, there's no reason to buy him out.
You don't gain it. What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna sign with? If you're not buying him out to sign somebody, what's the point?
You give Clint his farewell tour in Atlanta because hopefully this is his last.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It has.
I do love that I have the group that we have because you guys are thinking about who do you even bring in after you buy out Clint? Because let's be honest,
you don't get it.
There's nobody available. The buyout market was horrible.
At this point, man, for me, I don't really just send him home. I just need the money to fall off my boats, bro. Just send him home. Play Dom. Play Mo. Play O, play George.
We'll get Nance back.
He's not helping. So let's get some experience points, bro. I'm over it.
Yeah, man. I'm already looking at the offseason. That's sadly is we're at that point,
I mean, people have been looking at the offseason minute.
Shout out to the Kings, man.
Like-
The Kings are doing what they're supposed to do. Shout out the Kings.
I told y'all Levine and DeMar are playing guarantees.
In the East or the West, it don't matter.
They are playing
Won
guarantees.
their last 3.
Yeah.
All right now, but like not too much now. It's not too much. It's losing.
6-4 in their last 10. So
Yeah. Like they doing the
4
most,
and
bro.
6 in their next 10.
Look, just stay at pick 13
No,
plus.
no. They wild and like they really need to lose some games. Like I'm so serious.
Yeah. It's not bad to like get a little space between them and the Suns just in case. But yeah.
I mean, between them
They're
and the
also
Suns,
they're like one loss away from going from 8 to like 10. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, but like they're behind. I mean, they're ahead of Minnesota and Dallas
Yeah.
by a
This
half
is they
game.
played less games.
No, wait, no, yeah, because they played less games. But still, like I need them to,
No, I know what you mean. They're like right where we need them. They'll have a little fall off down the stretch.
Yeah, they need to.
Just
Be
depends where they
terrible if
lose.
they like
Just depends
one play-in
on-
games. Like, oh,
It's
like,
just
don't win a
wild
play-in
what's
game.
happening
Just
to
make
the
the play-in. Don't win one. Like, geez.
We'll talk about like off-season stuff more, but Julius Randle's probably not going to be there next year. I'm trying to figure out where he's going to end up. But yeah, that's for another time.
All right, man. You just grasping.
It's not going to be here. I don't want Julius Randle. No, I'll make that clear. I'm just saying he's not going to be in Minnesota next year.
Yeah, we want Zion instead, but that's for another time.
It's just when Julius Randle moves, there's going to be it's going to be a multi-team deal because nobody actually wants Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
the Hawks have a chance to be opportunistic.
That's the word of the offseason. Opportunistic.
I don't know that.
Yeah, so
Wiggins will want to stay in Miami. That's one that I actually do want.
So the Kings have the second toughest remaining schedule in the NBA. They play the Cavs twice, Thunder once, Boston once, Knicks once, Nuggets twice, and Grizzlies once.
How many games did you count the games? Is that half of them?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
That's 8.
8. That's a third of their remaining games.
Okay.
A little bit more, about 35%.
8 losses.
Yeah, it depends on where they are. They might be sitting some of those guys at that point.
We really just want them to go like 3 or 4 games under 500 down the stretch.
Dang, yes. Yeah,
I'll put them right at 500.
But what's that next topic?
Yeah.
So the next topic is awards updates for Risacher and Dyson. So it was just mainly talking about the months that they generally had. So my first thing is talking about Dyson. He's had a really good month in February. He's had several games with multiple steals. I gotta make sure I got this one right. Just to make sure he's still averaging 3 steals. He had one game in that win against Miami with 7 steals. He almost had a triple-double with steals. I need to also check the odds. Give me a second.
Just know he's second. No, he's third.
Third.
In decoy odds?
In defensive player of the year. Yeah.
Is that NBA.com?
Yeah, NBA in Vegas got him third. They got Mobley
behind Mobley and who?
I've been seeing
Triple J.
Yeah.
Where did you see him?
I haven't been seeing him like in the
this is like on sites like Fox Sports and
he's not going to win an all defensive team
because of us. Yeah,
I mean, he's not going to win decoy, but he'll make an all defensive team.
It's too hard for guards, bro. You have to be on like the best defense in the league.
In the NBA,
the bigs have too many stats in their favor. Like
rebounds,
really complicated.
And to Zach's point, Zach should be rookie of the year if you actually look at it. He died.
Also just had a big game, so they're gonna prop him up. And plus, Wemby's out and Pop's out too, so a Spur has to win an award. They they matter. I
Yeah,
guess.
so
They won. He won an award a Spur won an award last year.
it's an agenda pushing
Well,
right now.
now
How
it's
many-
this year, bro. It's this year now.
How many awards do they need?
All of them, they're the Spurs, bro. What don't
They
you
want
understand
the
about
Spurs
that?
back. They want the Spurs back on top, man. They might just shoot Trey in the foot just to make sure they get a top pick.
All right.
Oh my God, man.
All right.
Listen, now
Spurs
I gotta
league.
cut that out. Made my life harder.
You ain't got to cut it out. I feel like that's being real honest.
No, I mean Zach can win it. He just has to play well.
He has to have
This
a
is 40
20-point game for once. Has he still not had a 20 between 20
No, I-
and 29-point game?
He got
He's
close
going
to
to
it.
have to have
Multiple
a
20-point games will do it.
he's
I
going
actually
to have
saw
to
one of
have,
those
like, 5 20-point games.
today in the NBA or whatever, and it was like 6 years ago. Trey Young had like 49 his rookie year. I mean,
That was the
Trey Young, man. That's what special looks like. So Zach's got to flash a few times if he really wants to take that award and run away with it on the stretch. Now, I'm not saying he needs to get 49, but you need to really do some things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's only 20 games left, so there really isn't that much time. Even though that
out of those
20 games is 20 games. Like if he balls for 20 games, like he should get it. Like
he just really needs 5 good games in that stretch, to be honest.
Yep, he needs to score above 20 like 5 times and be in the teens. Like he needs to average at least 15 the next 20 games. Like just keep it in the band.
Yeah, that's all he needs.
That would put him firmly in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's already just number 2 already, though. So
he was. NBA got
he should
now,
be.
I'm not saying that he should not be number 2 or like he's not in the conversation. If you're like really digging deep,
he's number 4 right now.
You know, having a sincere conversation about it, but yeah, he's not number 2 like officially.
Yeah, Jalen Wells is number 2.
Okay, yeah, that makes.
He's
sense.
got some ground to cover, but I mean, he can get there. He just has to
40
show out. Now, Jalen being gone, the door is firmly open. If Zach is just like real aggressive and starts just putting the ball in the net, I mean, he's going to be there.
I really cannot believe he hasn't had a 20-point game yet. That's weird.
I mean, he's had 2 30-point games though. So.
That
what's wild is DeAndre Hunter just had his 3rd 30-point game in his career.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him.
Jalen only has 1, right?
Yeah, he's only had 1.
Yikes!
And he got that this year.
Yeah.
Hawks.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be watching these games because they're just not very good. Period.
Well, the Thunder. I knew that's the type of game that's going to have everybody like going to Twitter because this is I don't know what it is about this specific era in the NBA, but it's like every night you like define like who a team is. So like if they're up and down, it's like they blow it up, or if they win, it's like we back like every other night. And I'm like, dude, this is so emotional for me. And the Thunder, they were going to embarrass us, and every time you get embarrassed, it's trade everybody, blow it up, fire everybody.
Yeah.
Without Jalen, they were always going to put belt to ass.
People can be really harsh about.
It takes time to build a roster, man. It takes time to build a roster. You should have just kept JC off the bench making $25 million and Dre off the bench making $20 million and Bogey up. Like, come on, bro. You're going to have a $150 million bench. Like, yeah, to be better, but like, you're not going to. These guys are not going to get the reps they need in that, and the synergy is not going to be the same. It's just it takes time to build a roster. Everybody's there like, oh, it's the same team. Like, hey, the only ones left now are Clint from 2021 are Clint, Trey, and Onyeka. So,
but here's my thing: they say they want the team to get better, but then if they trade anybody, they're pissed about the guy going out. Okay, and then they assume that their perceived value of the player is equal to that player's value in the league, and that because Landry Fields didn't get what they thought this player is worth, it was a lost cause, regardless of the reporting on the trade, right? They decided that Hunter was worth X, and we got Y, so Landry is bad at the job. And I'm like, do you guys even actually know what he was worth? You know what I'm
And
saying?
they
It's
don't.
like the diamond
But I mean,
test.
he was averaging
like,
19 and 3 and 0. Like he's
these dudes,
obviously
yeah.
Dre is the fake diamond dog. Motherfuckers, the dude walks up the diamond tester thing like, oh, no, didn't go out. Sorry, you're not getting what you thought you was getting for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry.
Like people are starting to overreact again because Dre has been really good during this 8-game stretch for the
He's
Cavs.
in exactly the situation where he can do that.
But yeah, exactly. But even then, it's like you can still see like the flaws right now. Like I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet where apparently a Cavs fan was talking about, well, he's still really good. Apparently, Hawks fans told me he was bad at the 4, bad at rebounding, and not a good scorer. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, he's still not really a good rebounder on the Cavs. Like, he's only averaging.
I mean, the dude had, like, what are we talking about? Like, he's
3.8
rebounds, I think. Well, no,
3 or 4
this
rebounds.
is exactly what I'm talking
Hold on.
about
I'm
with
sorry.
defining.
On the internet saying that DeAndre Hunter is a good rebounder.
Yeah,
they're trying to because he had 7 rebounds against Portland. It means he's a good rebounder now. That's what I'm saying. Like
literally,
it's in 2 weeks. He's going to have 3 bad games, and they're going to be like, "Oh, he's the worst player ever."
Like Risacher literally
is that a career high?
Risacher, Risacher literally got more rebounds. He got 12 rebounds in a game, right? That's his career high. He literally matched his career high in his rookie year than Hunter. He got more rebounds than him.
Yeah, well, you could have had both of them on your team. You had both of them on your team. You traded them for Karis versus George Niang.
Did you just want both of them forever? That's my thing. I want the team to get better.
Traded them for a bag of chips, man. Traded them for a bag of chips.
The Cavs were a good team, and they got better.
Yeah, they were a great team, and they got better.
Great team.
Yeah. Who cares?
Like,
what does that do for us? Like, him being on our team doesn't do anything for us, bro. That's what people aren't understanding. We weren't winning games when I don't know why people are acting like we weren't on a freaking 8-game losing streak with this man on the team. He was on the team, and we lost 8 games in a row.
Yeah, when you're talking about 5 and 19 or whatever without Jalen, it was like we're 4 and 6 in our last 10. So that means we were very, very bad. Then we moved Dre and got a little bit better.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. Like, y'all not being serious. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. But Sheriff Fleming and Carter Bryant gonna save us.
There's a lot of nostalgia and stuff, and I get it. Dre's a lot of people like Dre, and I mean, it's complicated talking about it because
sorry for your loss.
He's a good shooter, but there are obvious issues that we could make up for, and that's a team that has 2 shot creators that are able to handle a lot of volume. They have double bigs and some other guys that can cover up for him during the regular season for sure. But I mean, dude, I don't think he's what they needed to get past Boston. I think,
and I don't want to make it seem like we're just salty about him being really good on the Cavs because
I don't care.
I personally just don't care. Like, okay, he's on the better team. The better team does better than us. Blah blah blah. It's like, the fuck else were we supposed to do? Like, you eventually you got to get tired of talking about that shit.
It was good for both sides. Dre went to a better situation, and the Hawks get to do what they need to do moving forward and get some scheme fits that truly fit. Right. We were talking.
No, man. Tony just doesn't want to pay the tax, man.
Next niggas about to start. I mean, next people about to start crying about fucking Clint Capela. We didn't re-sign him. Like, shut up, man.
Yikes.
Just finding shit to.
No way.
Find shit to look at. Then people are mad that Bogey was gone. Like, Bogey is literally horrible in the Clippers right now.
I'll laugh at everybody if that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're just finding shit to be mad at. Like, I understand we suck right now, but you can find other shit to be mad at.
Like the new players that they brought in are even playing bad. I think they're combining for a solid like 37, like 4 or 5 assists. Like they're doing their part. And it's not even Dre's absence that it's literally Jalen.
It's him. It's literally Jalen.
It's losing.
Well, people are just gonna be like, oh man.
If it's just Jalen, why couldn't we get another power forward?
Yes, I'm sure the $30 million man is easily replaceable. Let's go get Will to throw Barton and start him at the 4 moving forward, and we can win some games, right? Whatever.
Well,
Get
to
Thad
sincerely
Young.
answer that question, right? We're just not
Where's
making
Rodney
desperation
Hood when
trades
you
right
need
now,
him?
guys. That's the thing. Like this team is. I think the old Hawks may have, like, the old Tony would have did what it took to probably get Brandon Ingram and then gave him that $45 million and like aborted the plan because he wanted it to look better. You know what I'm saying?
Or even worse, he would have fired Quinn by now.
But right now, he let them like do their jobs, right? So
Yeah.
if you're being patient, the hard part about being patient is this season is like 7 months long, bro.
Yeah.
That's like the big issue. We have to still wait until like June for them to really be able to do anything significant. And people are going to whine and be upset for a long time. And that's fans, and they have that right. I'm not telling them that they can't feel that way, but yeah, it's just a long time until they can really do anything for real.
Hey, man, the Braves are about to come on, man. Go watch them.
Yeah.
The Braves are about to come on. Shit. NFL free agency starts next week. Go.
Just keep that FanDuel subscription. Watch some Braves.
I mean,
NFL Combine. You know,
at least the Hawks process, no matter the losses, at least the Hawks process is good.
Some people don't agree.
I mean, I don't care about them.
They didn't agree with the DJ trade.
Ooh,
I don't
stand on that.
And
Hold on.
No.
That's some great conviction, Ant. I don't
care, man. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Like,
God,
I'm sorry, but like, I mean, I see we're number one in like, what is that stat? Number one in
shot
process, shot quality. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, we're number one shot quality. Like, if we just get like 1 or 2 really good play finishers, or like Risacher improves his play finishing, we're fine. We're good. Or Jalen comes back healthy. Like, this team's gonna be good.
Clint Capela off this roster.
Like,
there's a few clear signs that should give fans like hope, right?
Yeah.
Like the development of some of the young guys, especially a player like Beat Krejci, what they've done with him, what they've unlocked with Dyson already, what they unlocked with Dre, and people talk about Quinn's ability to coach. I just want to point out the fact that Quinn figured out how to turn Dre into the best version of Dre ever.
Yeah.
In very little time.
He always had it. It didn't have nothing to do with Dre.
But
it didn't have nothing to do with
they've
Quinn.
shown that they have the ability to make players better. So I think that should give fans hope. And then what they did with Dyson and Zach, right? Bringing those 2 guys in, they had a clear vision and a clear picture of what they wanted to do. And the defense got better, right? You saw tangible improvements in one off season of them really trying to make change. So like that, you should think like I mean, obviously you don't have faith in people that you don't have faith in. Like I can't make any, but they're doing things that should lead you to believe like, yeah, another off season, this should have another jump. So yeah, I think that they're very close. Yeah.
I feel like next year is the year. We've been saying it all year.
Yeah.
Next year is the year.
And it could have and one of the things that kind of frustrated me because they kind of had to make a commitment to developing they had to shuffle that group. It was never going to work. Like they were trying to patchwork a plane that had gone down and they just needed to
crazy analogy to make right now.
New parts, you know what I'm saying? But they finally did it. And the clock got pushed back year after year because they wouldn't just do it. But yeah, now their window is finally opening again.
You got money.
Yeah,
you have some money. You have Jalen Johnson's probably the best prospect coming up you've ever had around Trey, right? Dyson Daniels, who's now looking like a revelation at the 2 and maybe one of the most interesting guard prospects in the NBA moving forward, especially defensively. And then Zaccharie, who's 6'10", kind of do it all forward. So they have a very, very interesting group.
Can't be mad at that.
And by the way, how many people during that off season did not want to trade for Dyson?
They hated it. They hated the Dyson trade.
They hated it.
They were. I want you to post that because I know you have the video of that space where people. This is horrible process.
Yeah.
Like people are doing that right now because Dre had a 30-point game. They're now like, oh, this is another horrible trade. And then in 2 weeks he could. So I'm saying they're going to feel completely differently about this.
Like.
Down the line, and it's
let's just give it some time. Let's just wait.
Their reaction.
Exactly.
And I don't even want to poo-poo on Cavs fans, right? If they're happy about it, I want them to be happy about it.
Yep.
I legitimately feel bad for what Boston's going to do to them. Like, I get it. Like, I remember how excited the 60-win Hawks dudes were. I'm like, you're not beating LeBron, my man. Like, it's not happening. And they're not going to beat Boston. But, it'll be fun until then.
I feel like that series could be close. But, yeah,
Mitchell don't have to go crazy.
Yeah.
Garland. Like, they can maybe they can shoot their way to it. But, man,
I don't trust Garland.
I don't know,
I don't trust Garland at all. I think it's just going to have to be Mitchell.
Tatum and
Mitchell
Brown,
Mobley
just blow through them. I think it's gonna be.
It's just they gotta hope those two guys should step up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's gonna wrap up our episode for today. Does anyone have any final thoughts? I guess about the process. We're gonna call it. Well, we need a different name other than the process. We need a Hawks version.
The migration. We're gonna call it
the migration. Yes, the migration. Perfect.
The migration.
Beautiful.
Just something to do with birds. I don't know.
Yeah, the migration.
Beautiful. Yeah, you know that shit fire, Chris. Yeah.
The migration.
Yeah. You know that shit fire.
The migration. All right.
You know that shit fire.
Anyone has thoughts on the migration and other thoughts on the Hawks?
Man, look, we have a goal, and like I said, next year is the year. And if next year is just not the year, then
Yeah, I'll know. Yeah,
I think go
ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I think one of the things kind of forgotten in this is like Dyson's actual age, and that he's not like
21.
Just because he's like new to us, he's not like new to the NBA. So he is very close to like hitting his like kind of peak physical years and like having a real breakout. So I think Hawks fans should be excited about like next year for Dyson. It's not like bringing in a young guy who might take a little bit longer to like really take off. I think Dyson's already taking off right now. I think you could see him kind of take that step forward next year like Jalen did. Then you have Jalen, who when he's healthy is going to be special next season. And Zach is looking really promising and looking like the kind of ideal third option for a Trae Young offense. So I don't know, man. I think people are very doom and gloom and constantly reactionary, and it's just a result of a long season. I think you take a step back and look at what you have. It's not bad.
Yeah, I put it in one of our group chats. My new median Zaccharie Risacher outcome is Hito Turgolo. Love me some Hito Turgolo, man.
Athletic Hito?
Yeah. Athletic Hito, yes. I like that.
My final thought is, and I completely forgot to mention this during our little conversation, is Quinn, stop playing Niang and Capela together. I mentioned this during the trade that we should play Niang and Capela
Just stop playing Clint.
Probably. Yeah. It's just no, they're too slow. Just it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. They especially in that OKC game, they just in the Heat. It's just no, it's not going to happen. I had a vision in my head, it just failed.
And what I'm like kind of hoping he does now that Barlow's on that deal is like maybe you start Niang next to O, and then you have Mo and Dom come off the bench together.
Yeah, but the offense, I don't know. I don't know if he does that because the offense isn't that good because of that. But like you said, that he has that contract now, so I am interested to see what they do with Barlow going forward. Like, do you guys think he's just gonna be playing more backup center or just at the floor generally?
I mean, he'll be the backup big, which is fine. He can play both positions, and that's what you need. I think one of the Hawks' bigger issues is they have too many one-position players, and you need to continue to get more players who are actually good at more than one position. Zach is a player that's good at more than one position. Dyson is a player that's good at more than one position.
Especially coming off the bench. Especially when you have with a Trae being a one-position player and playing so many minutes, you kind of need that versatility from other positions. And yeah, it's huge if you can get that combo big, man. I think he and Mo are both kind of combo bigs, and I think you can get away with that if you have two combo bigs together. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
oh.
Go ahead. My bad.
Oh no, I was gonna say this. I was gonna do our little outro, but you got to go ahead.
Also, if we do need a backup big, there is a guy that is available right now. I don't know if anyone heard of him. His name's Cody Zeller. I don't know if anyone heard of him.
You're gonna say Kai Jones.
I don't know if he's good or not.
Isn't he with Charlotte, the Hornets? You mean the guy that was drafted by the Hornets a while back?
Did they bring him back to the league?
Yeah, no, he got bought out by the Rockets. I don't know how he got there. Like, you know, I don't know if he's good or not. Has anyone heard of him before?
Raging there?
I don't think he played this.
Yeah, man. Like whatever,
I
man. I don't want to talk about that, man.
But thank you all for listening to episode 23 of Hard Knock Cox. We will see you for the next edition of our show. Have a good one.
Yeah, that was the Jordan episode. We got the Kobe episode coming up.
Yeah.
Talk on, man.